Some patterns look amazing in DK yarn, but they are a nightmare to complete. Either they are a little bit fiddly, or they just take such a long time that they never actually get completed. The crochet patterns I'm going to show you today use DK yarn, but they won't give you a headache or a handache when you make them. Can we start with flowers? Because it's all sunny here, which is highly unusual. I love crochet flowers. I had this idea that I was going to make an absolute ton, like beautiful bouquets of crochet flowers, and in the end I made 3. But I was pretty happy with them, and I really wanted to show you these because they do look super cool in DK yarn. These tulips I'm probably the most pleased with. I really like tulips. These are simple to make. Their structure was really important to me, so that they stood in the correct way for the petals of this particular flower, and I'm pretty pleased with how they came out. Then we've got the daffodils. Daffodils, again, I totally love. I think they're really underrated as a flower. They have a cool trumpet shape. Who wouldn't love that? I really wanted to make sure that the 3-dimensional aspect of this was on point. I wanted them to be instantly recognizable, and I think that the DK weight yarn really helped with that because it brings together the stitches in a slightly more solid way. And finally, for flowers, we have the sunflowers. These were made as a gift for a friend of mine who is a big sunflower fan, and you can put them all together in a bunch if you want to, but you don't have to. So my main thing, as you might know if you've been here before, is absolutely crochet toys. I am obsessed with designing crochet toy patterns, and here are some of my favorites that I made using DK yarn. So we have to start with the sugar glider. It is an unusual animal. You can even get them as pets, super cool, and it works up so nicely in this lighter weight of yarn. I really enjoyed getting the marking spot on with this one. And here's the Stegosaurus. Such a big dinosaur fan, and I really enjoyed doing this in quite bold colours, but if you want to make your own Stegosaurus in more natural colours, not that we exactly know what natural colours Stegosauruses were, but you know, you can go to town with this one. Then we've got the Shetland pony, which is among quite a lot of equine patterns that I have made recently. My daughter has the horse fever, so I very much also got stuck in a horse rut for a while. So we have this Shetland pony, and it goes super well if you like horsey patterns with this cart horse, the donkey, and this zebra. Now the zebra, I would caution that it is not one of the easier DK patterns. I wanted to include it because it is within this theme, but the hand sewing required for the stripes and the markings on it is a little bit more laborious. And matching in with the horse theme is of course this unicorn. I had so much fun with the colour palette for this one, which is not my usual vibe, but I was really into it, and making sure that it had this lovely curly mane as well to really add to the sort of ethereal vibe. And if horses aren't your thing, how about a rainbow dragon? Rainbow dragon, no big deal to make rainbow, just find a rainbow dyed yarn like I did. I asked my son what I should make next, and he instantly said rainbow dragon. I had a momentary panic that it was going to be a week of intense colour changes, and then yeah, no, multicoloured yarn is the way. And then in a totally different vein, we have this little squishy crochet potato pattern that my friend Sarah made. I adore these super simple patterns. They're squishy and cutesy, and I think just the legs and the arms really add to it as well. And if traditionally cute is not so much your thing, then definitely consider making a tarantula. Really fun. You can save it till Halloween if that's your vibe, or you can just give it a big hug, as all lovely fluffy tarantulas deserve. Dipping momentarily under the sea, we have the seahorse. I really like making sea creature patterns. This goes fabulously with my manatee. This absolutely adorable little whale here, the little crochet goldfish, and of course Mr. Puffy, the pufferfish, and all of these patterns make up really nicely in a DK weight yarn. On the smaller end of the scale, there is also this crochet gecko pattern and my tiny crocodile pattern, and a different vibe of dragon. The dragon was made based on the little crocodile, and it's a detailed pattern, but again, it's not too fussy, not not too fiddly. And if you prefer a slightly larger scale of DK toy, yes, this is going to take slightly longer with this weight of yarn, but it's not a massively big project. You can have a look at this okapi. I love okapis. A personal favourite to see at the zoo for me. Love an okapi. Not too many colour changes given that they do have the striping on the legs, and it just makes up a really cute and I think quite unique pattern to have as well. This amigurumi seal as well was made in a DK yarn. This one, again, I really wanted to get the look of the fur but without spending my entire day colour changing, and this mottled yarn that I used worked perfectly for that. I really like how it turned out, and I think it looks quite a lot like a seal's pattern. And then on the simpler side of things, we have one of my oldest patterns, which is the crochet raccoon. Nice, simple, straightforward markings. And then I love this tiny chick. And as we're getting tiny, let's dive into some keychains. All these were made up with a DK yarn, and it works so well for this size of pattern, particularly when you use really simple shapes, as works so well for this size of project. So we've got a mouse and a seal and a lion and a rabbit and a cat. I have made some others, but the patterns aren't up on the website yet for those. And on the smaller vein, again, I would be remiss not to mention my little goat friend here. I have made items of clothing, accessories, and blankets out of DK yarn in the past, and they are so lovely and satisfying when you're finished, but my goodness do they take a long time to complete. The crochet blanket that I made out of DK yarn a few months ago took me months of work. I absolutely loved the project, but it is no question a time-consuming one to do. You're not going to finish it in a week, you're not going to finish it in a month, even if you do nothing else. These are big, really fun projects. But my favourite DK yarn projects, they're always going to be the smaller ones. But what about you? What is your favourite thing to make with DK yarn? Share your thoughts and ideas with us in the comments section below, and I cannot wait to see you there. And happy crocheting!